Good morning, turfers. Just out for another wander. Just heading down to Dalhousie Castle and the grounds there. Quite a few zones to take. Unshanked his pony today. That's walking if you don't know. Mainly because I had a slight mishap on my bike the other night while I was down at Aberlady Bay Nature Reserve. Or should I say Aberlady Bay Naturist Reserve, if you know what I mean and have read the blog. Link Wick, say no more. Anyway, cycling across the wooden footbridge, and it's not very wide. There's only a few inches clearance on the handlebars either side, and of course I clipped one side, which threw me into the other side. Happened chance to hit a post. Bike came to a stop. I did a semi over the handlebars, jammed my arm between the bike and the fence, got a great big bruise on it, big lump, and I did some at my back as well, so hence the walking. We're at Cockbend Church at the moment actually. There we go, just taking the zone. So, out for a wander we are. I won't say too much about the Aberlady blog, you need to go and read it. But it's all true, honestly. Smile. Not much point recording here, too much traffic. Back soon. Hello again, bit quieter here. As you can see, I'm walking through a field of barley at the moment. The path over here to the right is very overgrown with nettles and brambles. Not very good when you're wearing shorts. Interestingly, what, 15 years ago or so, you could drive a car along that path and easily cycle it. Now it's all but impassable in midsummer. But the farmers got some handy tractor tram lines here in the field. Takes you to the same place. Yes, it was a good time down in Aberlady. Lovely place to go at night on a fat bike. I still recommend getting one. It's a lovely day today. Shorts and t-shirt weather. Got about 10 zones to take this morning. Get them done now before it gets too hot by the late afternoon. Thinking of going out somewhere tonight. Not quite sure where though. One option is take the kick scooter down to Midlothian, do the cycle path up to Peebles. Done it once before at night, it's quite good fun. That was BT, about 2 years BT before turf, so worth going back again, get the zones. Another option, again with a kick scooter, is to head to Dirleton and then go to North Berwick along part of the John Muir Way and along the golf course. So I'll need to decide. Oh, I mentioned in my blog about getting a new bike rack, which I have done from Pendle, a small family firm down south in England. Make them in their own factory. Simple construction, all steel, well engineered, so just waiting on that coming. It's a sit-on rack, so hung it on the car and the bike just sits on it. Really good, less hassle. So I can have my bike fully loaded, lights, frame bag, fully kitted out, and all I need to do is lift it off, jump on and ride. But I'll tell you, what a palaver getting a number plate for it. You sign up online and you've got to prove your identity, prove your ownership of the car, all for a £15 rear number plate. And of course the car's in Catherine's name, with her name on the documents, and I'm buying it with my credit card, so we'll see what happens. I suspect we won't do it. Right, I should be in a zone here. Get the phone out. Not been hearing it telling me, even though it's all switched on. Oh, it's because we're not in the zone, idiot. So I'm taking this off someone. Now, either Pedro or Mutt Cycles maybe? Good guess for the locals. Mutt Cycles. Sorry Scott. On to the next one. Yes, so I'll wait and see what the number plate comes. I don't have electrics for the tow bar on the car. I've not been stopped by the police yet, so hopefully things are still okay. Might have to get it done. Did it on the Focus once. Quite a palaver, even with a kit. Got some electrician guy to help me once, and he told me, remember and put this fuse in once you get it all together. And of course I forgot about that. And I was spending hours and hours trying to work out what was wrong. Eventually found this green fuse block kind of relay thing in my toolbox. Oh, bugger! What a waste of time. Sorted it straight away. Nothing really to do with turfing, I suppose. Oh, it's nice here. Right, we're just coming up to another zone. This is the one on the wee footbridge across the, is it Dalhousie Dean burn? It's always tricky, this one. The GPS jumping about. Probably because we're down in this dip under the trees. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. Oh, we're in the zone. I'm also standing on the leaving zone. Try the other way. There we go. Got it.
Zone taken.
And that's turfing. Mutt Cycles. Right, now back up the wee slope and down to the fields. On my visit to Aberlady Bay Naturist Reserve, I've already still had a few emails saying, "Did you really do that?" And I reply, "Of course I did." All in the interest of the advancement of turfing lore and scientific discovery, and a bit of fun as well. I don't know where to go next though. I suppose there's lots of zones and quiet areas, particularly at night, where you could do some naturist turfing. We shall see. Perhaps even today. You never know. Don't worry, won't be showing you any naughty bits. Do you like my attire today? I've gone for bright blue. Thought it would stand out nicely in the camera, even here in the shade. Changed a page on my blog this morning. I had a page about turfing vocabulary, so I split that into turfing vocabulary and turfing types of turfers, you know, like the turf ninja and the turfinator, the turf vampire and the turf zombie. So I've got a few of those to write up. It's good fun. Take it all with a pinch of salt though, mostly. So I'll need to write up about the turfing naturist, turfing cyclist, turf addicts, turf scooters, and so on. Dodging some nettles here and brambles and spiky blackthorn and raspy rasp canes. Brambles are the worst though. Gosh, you can cycling along. I've seen me missing one in the last year's stem. Fair makes a mess of your shins. Just heading down to zone Upper Dal Path. And there's a yellowhammer singing across in the tree there. Not sure if I'll pick up the song, but I can always remember the tune. Little bit of bread and no cheese. That's how I always remember things. There he is up there. Oh no, lost him. You can get the zone. And through this jungle. There we go, taking zone. Another field of barley. Barley's the one with the spiky ears that go up. And I've got my zone taken. And the path again. Following tram lines again. So much easier. And you don't trample anything. It's quite acceptable. In fact, it's allowed under the Scottish Access Code. Well, if a tractor's going to drive along it, there's no harm walking along it. Getting warm, taking my shirt off, get a bit of a tan. So off to the next zone. Quite a lot of meadow brown butterflies about. I met a turfer the other day And she asked me, how do you stay so slim? She said that she tried lots of diets and they all failed. And the simple answer was, don't eat as much food. That's it. It's not rocket science. It all boils down to the simple one. Don't eat as much food. That's the trick. Taking zone. It's nice here. Quick scan around. Zone taken. On we go. Just walking up the field here. It's wheat this time. So your breakfast cereal comes from, and your bread. A couple of options to get to this next zone. You either do a dog leg round that way to the left, or up the road there on the tarmac. But at this time of year, the track through the far up there, the field's quite good, dry, smooth, easy walking. If it's wet and muddy, best avoided. Yeah, you get soaked and your shoes pick up all the clag you can find. Actually, this is pretty secluded. I could try a spot of nature is turfing here. Perhaps I already am. Keep you guessing. Back again. Shirt on, it's getting a bit hot. Don't really like the sun too much. Prefer going out at night. We should be coming up to Watch the Mud, I think is the zone. This is one I suggested. Further down there's a muddy bit, big puddle, which often has bricks in it, so you bomb down this quite fast.
Zone taken.
Zone taken. First track on your bike and you hit a brick and you're in trouble. So that's why I said watch the mud. Shouldn't be a problem today. Bone dry. Not had much rain. I remember walking up here one night. There was a badger about 5 metres into the field there. And I walked right past him. It never bothered at all. Just kept on digging, probably for worms or something. That's one benefit of going out at night, is you have to see a bit more wildlife. Okay, you don't get a good view of it, it's dark, but you can tell a deer or a badger. In fact, often if you've got on your bike or a scooter with your lights, you get a good view of them. Sometimes they'll actually just stop and look at you to work out what you are, before they run off, of course. Back with the GoPro Hero 10 Black again. In fact, these vlogs did not turn out as I wanted them or had originally intended. The plan was to use the GoPro Max, record it all in 360 and then edit them, because you can do spin rounds. Like at the moment we're walking along chatting, I can set points to swivel it round automatically to see the view ahead or the side or whatever. Spin back again, continue chatting. But this is quite good. Don't know how many people look at them, mind, or if they find them interesting or boring or a laugh perhaps. I don't know. I never looked, to be honest. I have no idea really how many visitors they get to the site. Might look occasionally, but doesn't it really matter? I tend to do it for me. And Planet Gary is, I suppose it just gives me purpose for everything. You know, for putting the photographs up, doing the blog, the videos, everything. I could kind of increase the readership to it, I suppose. But you need to do Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and whatever other ones there are. I can't be bothered, I don't see the point. I'm not in it to make money. I do it for my own pleasure, really. But the benefit of it's nice to know that other people do enjoy it, which I have said. Yeah, so originally I wanted to make them like the winter walks series and walking with the one female from the Yorkshire farm, can't remember her name. Adrian Holmes, I think, did one. A few other people. Well, Vic Reeves did one. That was quite interesting. I recommend watching them, actually. Some nice ideas. I thought that was something interesting on the path, but it's a dog poo bag. Why not just pick it up and take it home? I don't know. I think if I had a dog, I'd carry a little scoop in a container of some sort. Scoop up the poo, dump it in the hedge, and it'll be gone within a few weeks. So now what do? We bag it, we take it home, we put it in the bin. The bin men come and take it away, and it ends up in landfill. What's the point of that? Let's talk about ticks. Something we need to be aware of these days. Have I talked about this before? Not sure. Apparently the tick season is increasing. You know, earlier in the year and later in the year. You know, when we're not getting so much cold weather. I thought I had one yesterday, actually, on my leg. I pulled it off, and what I normally do is stick them on a bit of sellotape and I can have a wee look at them, but I lost it. I don't know where it went, so I'm not quite sure if it was one or not. The bite never got itchy, which would tend to suggest it wasn't, and when I was down at Aberlady I got scratched quite a lot with some of the young sea buckthorn bushes, so it might have just been a wee jaggy from that. But it's always a good idea to give yourself a thorough check when you get home. Strip off, check everywhere, every nook and cranny. What I do is stand in front of the mirror with a torch, a good powerful torch, and just give yourself a good check over. Get to know your own little spots and blemishes and whatever that might be a tick. And remember, the very early stages of a tick, the little nymphs, they're only about 1 millimetre across, so be careful. They do carry a nasty disease which can be quite serious and debilitating. I was researching ticks the other night, looking up, and naturists came up again that if you're totally naked, it's easy to spot the ticks, and you've no clothing that they're clinging to, and they'll stay on that clothing when you get home. They'll survive the washing machine, apparently. So I think I picked up 6 once down at Aberlady, or more accurate along at Muirfield. other side of Gullin. I'm even sitting down having my lunch and there was one crawled onto my hat. Little blighters. I'll start sneezing in a minute. Oh, pollen, hay fever. But on we go to the next zone. It's funny how our world is driven by zones and points and turfitis. So when you get up in the morning, what do? You switch your phone on, see how many zones you've lost, see who's out. See me sitting watching the telly at night, switch the app on, see who's out, who's not out. Oh, more jaggies. We need people to keep walking these paths, keep them used. Coming up to the next zone, South Esker side. I think when I suggested this one, it wasn't quite that title, so they've changed it for some reason. Maybe there's another zone with a similar name. Excuse me.
Taking zone.
There we go, ticking zone. It's funny, I was tapping the screen there and my finger lost all conductivity. I think, have I died or something? Why is it not working? You try another finger and it works.
Zone taken.
Oh, neutral bonus, 50 points. Right. Now we're off to Millholm zone, which is also a neutral. Good. I think I'm going to have to take some debris out of my shoe. Oh, my goodness, there's a hare on the path in front of me. It's in the wood, coming this way. That's gone back. Wish I could have showed you that. I did telling you about wildlife. I suppose it coming this way might mean there's someone else coming the other way. I want to show you something here. Maybe not so easy. Just going to turn you around. Down here, the river, there's a little kind of path goes down round this tree. There's a wall and it loops round. And the old maps show a series of stepping stones across the river to Prestonholme. Of course they're long gone. But I wonder whether that is a little cutting and steps that would have led down to the stepping stones. Probably never know really. Maybe if Time Team was still going I could get them in and do their business. Anyway, it's quite interesting, all this little archaeology. There's something else along here I'll show you, to do with his own Millholm, which was an old mill. Now, where are we? Yes. Yes, just down here there's a channel which I think was the mill lade, which would have fed water to Millholm. It's well silted up, filled up now. See if you can see it there. That's probably it down there. I would have run round in that direction. The interesting thing is though, the river's level is about 4 metres lower across there at the river, so how did the water get in? There's no sign of a weir or a dam, unless this was really deep, you know, 4 metres deep all the way around to the mill. Don't know. Of course the dam might have been removed, or the weir might have been timber, just rotted away over time. Don't know. Another job for Time Team. Actually, we're going the wrong way. I'll take you down by the river. That's more chance of seeing some more wildlife. There is a path the other way, but went that way last time. In fact, I've already done all this recording. That's what everything I've just told you today I've already said. But, like an idiot, I had the camera on the wrong setting and it was on time lapse. Of course, no audio, just me doing the Keystone Cup scuttling about job. Totally useless. So hopefully I've got it right today. Catherine's away golfing again at Duddingston. And even golfing people like Catherine gets the app out. I wonder if there's any zones on the golf course. I think her pals are wondering what she gets up to. Just for interest, if you're interested in geology and glaciation, just down here on the riverbank, it's hidden just now, there's a band of grey clay. Now apparently, and I may be wrong, but that was the mud laid down at the bottom of a glacial lake at the last ice age, and apparently it's quite extensive. It's quite interesting. There's another place similar like that at Barnes Nest in East Lothian, or is it the Borders? I'm not sure. I always keep these in mind. I was thinking of taking up pottery one day, but I wouldn't want to go and buy anything. I want to create my own materials, and these two sources of glacial clay would be ideal. Even wanted to make up my own glazes. Not quite sure how you do that. You'll have to find the raw rocks and make them. But must be possible. Potters did it in the past. They didn't have supermarkets in the oldie days. They made their materials. Anyway, on our way to Millholm, another zone. I'm wearing my sandals today. Much more comfortable than boots. Although I have bought myself some new trainer socks. A little bit more cushioning for running. The ones I had before are just cheap ones I bought just to try out, but they're awfully thin. But these ones are much better. What's that got to do with turfing? I don't know. Right, just before we take the zone, I'll take you along and show you the ruins of the old mill. Not that there's much of it. But it's called Millholm on the old maps. The modern maps don't list anything. I'll just turn you around. Can you see that down there? There's the ruins there. I think the wheel would have been in the centre of the screen there. And other than that, there's a bit of a wall here. And that's all there is to it, eh? Make a nice spot for a house, actually. I wonder if somebody could buy that. No, better not. I'm not sure Catherine would be very chuffed with that idea. If I spend all our savings on a derelict old mill with no drainage, no water, no electricity. I think divorce might be in the offing if I did that. Excuse me again. Right, the zone should be around here. Look at these hazel trees. And it's still neutral. Come on, come on, come on. There's the zone.
Taking
There
zone.
we go. Taking zone. And the next zone is the witch's house. There
Zone
we go.
taken.
Good stuff. Right. On we go. Up the wee hill. Doesn't look an awful much, this hill, but I tell you, it's tough on a bike. I've only managed to clean it a couple of times, but my gearing isn't particularly low, so. But it's always nice to achieve something, even though it's just a little hill on a fat bike. These paths here would have been all in good condition 100 years ago or before. Would have been all carefully tended and brushed. You can imagine posh ladies in their Victorian dresses and frocks or whatever out enjoying the air, arm in arm with their latest beau. You can see here actually where its landslide has slipped away. Maybe difficult to see, but the path used to go straight over there. And you can see this is a path, quite a cutting down here. You see how it's been cut out. You can still see the tool marks on the sandstone. Always reminds me of Tolkien. I can always imagine the Fellowship of the Ring wandering along here, the hobbits, Gandalf in the lead, Legolas jumping from tree to tree. What a world I live in. Much more fun though. Right, just coming up for the witch's house. Of course it's not really called the witch's house. But one day Kathleen and I are out for a walk and there was children coming down the path. And one of them said, "Mummy, can we go to the witch's house?" And it always kind
Taking
of stuck.
zone.
This is Taking the Zone. It's as good a name as any. It's just a folly, really.
Zone taken.
There we go. So, I'll give you a little view of the witch's house. You can go inside. There's a door, a doorway, round the back. You see? And in we go. And that is the witch's house. Quick spin round. And that is a fireplace. I might just be able to show you the fire up, the flue up there. And that is the witch's house. Must have had a floor in it. There's pockets for joists there. Presumably a stair as well. Can you imagine coming down here for a afternoon tea served by the staff, I suppose. These big houses would have had lots of staff. There we go. A bit of local history. Compliments of Planet Gary. I just want to show you this camera set up here. It's on the little selfie stick. That's it at its shortest. It's about arm's length away. That's a little female whitethroat. It's a bird. But a little twist. Pull it full out. And there you go. That's it at its maximum. That must be about 4 or 5 feet away. Not sure you can hear me though. I think I'll stick to short. Put it back. 2 sections. That's what I've been using, 2 sections extended. I might have mentioned this before, but I've worked out a setup for filming at night. I've got this little flash bracket I remembered I had. It fits onto the end of the selfie pole, and I fit the GoPro to that, and there's a little mount at the side I can put my LED light on. It's called a Lume Cube. Gives me an hour or two depending on the brightness setting. I've got 2 of them, so should do fine. I'm probably going to recreate the Aberlady walk I did, the cycle I did the other night. Hi there. Couple of converted transit vans there. They seem to be there every year, people living in them. Should really go and speak to them one day. Quite like that idea. Buy a van, convert it.
Taking zone.
This is taking the zone. This will be Grove Farm. Come on, finger, there we go, yep. Don't fancy living in it all year round, mind. Or even in the summer. What I'd really like to do is buy a nice brand new Volkswagen transporter van from the big engine. Do a bit of customising on it. And in the back I'll have seats and a table, some storage, and mounting racks for my bike and scooters, so I can just head out for the day. It'd be good to be able to go turfing, say in Melrose, use the bike, do all the low level stuff, and then securely pack the bike away in the van and then go and walk and do the hills. But I don't see much chance of that happening, to be honest. was looking at the number of turfers that are active this morning in Scotland, and we're down 140 from this time last month. Forget the exact figures, but it was like 340 last time we were down to 200-ish. There's a dog coming. Anyway, I'm just going to take you down to the weir. There's a runner coming, taking zone. Hello. Hiya.
Morning.
So I'll make sure I've taken the zone first. Yep, there we go.
Zone taken.
Take you down and show you the weir. Just going to spin you around. Getting a bit overgrown. Not sure you can see that or hear me. It's a bit noisy here. So that's the weir. I'll maybe come back when the vegetation's away and we'll see it better. And I think that's us for zone wise. There's one at Stonegate. I think I could maybe get a revisit for that if I've still got it. Maybe it's been taken. So we'll get that one and then home for some grub, and then I'll download these clips, edit them, which is basically put them in sequence that I'm recording, trimming the ends and then compiling it. It's quite simple really. Don't need to put any music on the backing, which I used to do in my bike videos, mainly because I wasn't recording any audio, no voiceover. And then we'll upload it onto YouTube. That could take a wee while. It's usually around about 5 gigabyte, and then it takes a long time for YouTube to do the processing, which they do in the background for the different resolutions. You get the basic one first, and then all the way up different 720, 1080. I'm sorry about that, but the camera just powered off. I thought the battery was dead, but there's still a bit of juice in it as far as I can tell. Or is it? I don't know. It is running out. Plenty of space on the storage. Anyway, I'm going to change the battery. Back soon. Yes, that's better. That's better. 100% on the battery. Battery had run out. Should have kept an eye on it. Very bad. So I'm just thinking I might go back to Aberlady tonight on foot this time. Take the camera, the GoPro, wait until it's dark and do some night vlogging with a video. That was a young idiot in a souped up car. Morning.
Good morning.
that chap I said hello to there, he was in trouble with the council. He went ahead and did some serious landscaping in his back garden, earth moving stuff, without planning permission, and he got a cease and desist order. But I notice it's all been done now, so he must have reapplied and got permission. So Aberlady Bay Naturist Reserve, as it shall henceforth be known for all time. I'll maybe go there tonight, make a video blog. Though I'm thinking that the tides aren't good for the subs, but we'll have a look and see. And that's about us for the day. Got this zone to take round at Stone Gate there. It's actually called the King's Gate. Would have been a main entrance to New Battle Abbey at one time. Probably built because of some visit for some king who probably didn't ever come. I would normally do a finishing clip at the last zone, but it's next to the road. Too noisy, not much point. So I hope you found this interesting, not too boring. And as always, why not go and do one yourself? Use your mobile phone, stick it on a stick, bit of cane with some elastic bands if you have to, cut a bit of branch, stick it on with glue, make a wee video next time you're out turfing. If you need any help, drop me a line on the contact page on the blog. Just stick it up on YouTube. Accounts are free. Now I just need to decide what I'm going to have for lunch. I quite fancy some soup actually. We've got cream of chicken, cream of tomato. That's my two staple soups. Funny, normally we buy Heinz, but we've been trying the other brands just to see what they're like. And people will say, oh, I don't like that, that's horrible. But often it's just different. Nothing wrong with it. It's like Heinz tomato sauce. Oh, I'm not trying anything else, it's horrible. But it's just different, it's cheaper, and it still does the job. So you wonder, why am I spending all the extra money on top brands? I've always hankered to buy a Arc'teryx Gore-Tex jacket, but they're about £400 or £500. And will it keep me any drier than a Berghaus one at 200? Am I just paying for the name? How much more quality can you get for £300? Don't know. Anyway, bye for now, catch you again, adios.